Before we get started, I just want to give a quick shout out over to Adventist Today and thank them for being the sponsors of this video.
If you're a Christian, I'm pretty sure you've had this exact same question before. Why won't God just destroy Satan? If Satan is the root of all these problems, why don't God, just do his thing, be gone? Why is he still here? I feel like God allows Satan to exist in order for us to choose to have faith.
That's why God allows Satan, so that we can have faith. After all, according to this logic, why would anyone rightfully choose to follow God unless they had the threat that they would otherwise be eternally tormented or burned up or gnashed? Hey everyone, my name's Matthew Cortman, and this is another episode of Bible Scholar Reacts, where I, a biblical scholar, react to some of the craziest stuff we find on the internet. Well, today is different than some other episodes because we're not just reacting to YouTube videos. No, today we're turning to TikTok.
No question about it, I am ready to get hurt again.
Today we're going to a platform that I have spent time on and succeeded mildly well on, and we're going to be looking at some of the strangest videos I can find where Christians attempt to educate other Christians.
I think this might predate this.
I don't think anything predated Christians.
No.
Yes.
The Greeks came first. Yes, the Greeks were first. Then the Romans, then the Christians.
Jesus came first before them. So okay, all right.
All right, our first video we're going to be looking at today is from That's So Megan. And it is titled, Why Does Satan Exist? Let's find out from Megan. It's got 77,000 likes, I think 270,000 views. Let's see how influential this message is.
If you're a Christian, I'm pretty sure you've had this exact same question before. Why won't God just destroy Satan? If Satan is the root of all these problems, why don't God, just do his thing, be gone? Why is he still here? So go ahead and get the book of life out, baby, because we finna read something.
Hold on a second. The Bible is not the book of life. Let's be clear. There is no actual designation of the Bible as the book of life. The book of life is literally a record, according to the book of Revelation, of the names of people who are saved for all eternity. That is not what the Bible is. Okay, the Bible is not a heavenly book, it's an earthly book. That is by the Bible's own admission and by all Christian theological standards. So, let's just correct that, but then that's probably a sign that the rest of this video may not disappoint.
So first, let me give y'all some context. So in Matthew 13, Jesus is trying to go and sit down by this lake, but everybody trying to follow him. So he's like, you know what? I'm gonna go sit inside this boat. Y'all can have the shoreline, and then we're gonna get it popping with these parables. And one of the parables he told was the parable of the weeds. The parable of the weeds starts at Matthew 13 and 24, and I'm gonna break it down for you. So a man had put some good seeds into his field, right? But while he was asleep, his enemy decides to come to his place and be like, you know what? He done worked so hard on these fields, it'd be a shame if I put some weeds in them. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put some weeds in them. So then when all the wheat started to sprout, the weeds are sprouting too. So the servants was like, hold on, I know you put some good seed in this. What is that? Why is it weeds over here with the wheat? So the owner tells the servants, you know what? It was my enemy who did this. I know it was him. He been hating from the jump. So the servants was like, okay, that's cool. We can go and pull them weeds up right now. It is no problem. And the owner was like, nah, don't do that, because if you go and pull up the weeds, you might accidentally pull up the wheats as well with the weeds, and we don't want that. And then he's like, so just let them grow together, and when it's time for the harvesters to come, I'm gonna tell them, hey, put the wheats over here. We're gonna put them in the barn, and the weeds, we're gonna burn them. And then starting at Matthew 13 and 37, he explains what this parable meant. The field that the seeds were getting planted into represents the world. The owner who planted the good seeds represents the Son of Man. The good seeds represent the people of the kingdom, as in the people who follow God. The weeds represent the people of the evil one, which means people who do not follow God, those who follow Satan. The enemy who plants the weeds represents Satan. The harvest represents the end of ages, and the harvesters represent angels. So go to Matthew 13 and 40. It says, as the weeds are pulled up and burned in the fire, so it will be at the end of the age. The Son of Man will send out his angels, and they will weed out of his kingdom everything that causes sin and all who do evil. They will throw them into the blazing furnace, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Then the righteous will shine like the sun in the kingdom of their Father. Drawing from that, I feel like God allows Satan to exist in order for us to choose to have faith.
Yes, that's why God allows Satan, so that we can have faith. After all, why would anyone choose to follow, according to this logic, why would anyone rightfully choose to follow God unless they had the threat that they would otherwise be eternally tormented or burned up or gnashed.
Yuck, yuck, yuck. Gosh. Okay, into the eternal pit of fire you go.
So basically, the only reason we would care to follow God is because we've got such a terrible other option.
Last part of your driving test, you see an old man and a young kid. What do you hit?
The old man? Well, I mean, the kid has his whole life ahead of him. So, I would hit the old man, right?
The brakes. You'd hit the brakes.
The internet. Yeah, this is bad theology. I'm just gonna say that is a bad take. That is a bad take. No.
Regardless of Satan's purpose, God is still using Satan to fulfill God's overall plan.
Okay, that's different. There's a difference between God works all things out for good despite evil intentions, right? We get that in Paul's letters. We also find that in Genesis 50, where I think it's Genesis 50, where you have Joseph say, what you planned, my brothers, for evil, God turned it or subverted it into good. Okay, that's different. That's to say it was not God's intentions these things will happen, but since God is working with the system as it is, God's purposes still come out true. That is very different and more nuanced than saying that God actually wants and purposes Satan's existence in order to make us want to have faith in God. No, because essentially that's like saying, I torture my child when he's not having ice cream, so that when I give him ice cream, he's so much more happy than when he was tortured, because now it's not just that the ice cream's so good by itself and intrinsically worthy of being liked, but actually he just loves it even more because he's not getting tortured. Yeah, that doesn't sound right. That's a bad theological take. So, yeah, you need to revise that.
Satan will still be defeated in the end. His plans will not go through. So God allowed Satan to exist for a reason, but just as God is allowing for Satan to exist, God is providing us with the tools to be stronger than Satan, to not fall into the traps of Satan, to serve God instead.
She kind of wobbles in and out here of like exactly why is Satan allowed to exist? The answer is not so that our faith can grow. Right? That does not answer the question theologically. It does not. It has more problems, and it enters into dangerous territory in how we paint God's motivations and ethics. Well, all right, guys. Well, that was TikTok. You know, it is what you expect. I don't have much more to say. If you enjoy watching me react to TikTok videos and torturing myself and my mental health, then please, by all means, subscribe, like this video, and click that bell icon to find out when I post up more weird stuff like this.